on your chin. Oh, yeah. This is the Going Deep Show.
I love how my news feed comes into me now. It says, Little Donnie hates rejection. Donald Trump reportedly hit on Salma Hayek while she was taken, befriended her boyfriend, then tried to fucking get with the dude, then tried to shame her when she said no. So this is straight up, again, okay, let's deport all the brown people unless you're fucking hot, Salma, baby.
Well, it's like all the songs.
I only want the big-titted, hot Mexican bitches. I only want them. Big booty, big booty Latinas, right? Big booty Latinas. We got to save them.
She's so fucking hot. Desperado.
Dude, fuck you.
Desperado is one of the best fucking movies to watch before going to the bar.
Excellent fucking movie.
I used to watch that all the time before going out to the bar at night.
I love that movie so much.
There's energy. There's
the opening scene when the whole thing is just fucking beautiful.
Yeah,
I love that movie. It's one of my favorites of all time. And yeah, she looks fucking gorgeous in that topless fucking sex scene with Antonio Banderas.
So I know you love baseball, but unfortunately, one of the pitchers that was on the Tigers was, what was it, in the Dominican?
Oh, he was with the A's.
A's, yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
And one of our mutual friends had a picture with him down like at Elwood's and everything else. There was like 100, is it 218 or 118 people that died in this bar?
For some reason, I want to say Octavio Dotel.
Yes,
I want to say, is that who it is?
Yep.
Yeah, he used to play for the Oakland A's. He may have played for the Tigers. I can't remember, but I do remember his name.
For the Yankees.
He was,
too.
yeah, and he was in. Was it earthquake? Was that what got him, or was it?
It was a roof collapse.
Roof collapse.
So just a shitty ass roof in a bar took a bunch of lives.
I do love the fact that this guy with his drone is just flying around looking at shit.
So I think, the video needs to be remixed with the song I Think I Can Fly by Seal, because that's been going through my mind.
I believe my Tesla can fly.
If you're going to repost that on the page.
First of all, here's the thing that pisses me off more than anything. Don't drive 60 miles an hour in a 25 to 30 mile an hour zone.
Yeah, it's a 25.
It's near a fucking school, man. Yep. Okay. No. What in the literal fuck? I can see where maybe he was a little down, maybe he was depressed, maybe he had too much to drink. You start to think, you start to do some crazy shit. I've been there, dude. I've done some dumb shit, man.
We all have.
I've got my little ride up to about 115, 120 miles an hour a few times. Just let's see how fast this motherfucker will go. And if at one point you're sitting there going like, I am fucking flying right now. If a deer comes out in front of me, I am fucking dead. It's true.
I had a Ford Escort GT. That thing was a stick shift. That thing could go, and I probably did wind up in a ditch coming back from Shields one night in a snowstorm with none of my friends wanted to drive with me. But I got out of it. Got back to the apartment, and everybody was still drinking. I'm like, you guys are lucky you didn't ride with me.
This will be the last thing I really say on this, though. I hope that this was an eye-opener for this motherfucker, okay? I know what it feels like to be right here. I've had these things happen, and this is not a good feeling he's waking up to today. In the next few days, in the next week to 2 weeks, whatever it is, I am not piling on, and I'm not fucking punching down on this guy. If he, even right now, even as much shit as the past how long it's been, I know all that shit's there. Fucking please, dude, try to get your fucking head straight, okay? Yeah. And that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm done with that, okay? Okay, I got other stories, man. I got stories. And it doesn't involve Salma Hayek, even though I would do the shit out of her. Good fucking God, right?
When you said other stories, I've had now all of a sudden Pineapple Brat has sent me on Snapchat, watch this. So she's like out of Lansing, bodybuilders, small ass titties, but big bootylicious hips.
Dude,
yeah.
I have... do you remember we talked about Ari Kitsia?
Yes.
Have you looked her up lately?
No.
She and Girthmaster. Do you know who Girthmaster is?
The porn star Girthmaster?
Yes.
Yeah. Bigger than a wrist?
Yes.
Are they fucking on a...
Yes, and they released it on OnlyFans. I'm curious how much money that fucking thing made. And I've been on Reddit trying to hunt the shit down because first of all, I've never seen her without her top on. I've never seen her without the bottoms on. Never seen any of that shit. This chick, I mentioned her maybe a month ago. Have you seen what she looks like?
Yeah,
she's fucking insanely beautiful, but she's done a shit ton of work to herself. She was gorgeous to begin with, but she's
showed like the shitty ass work that she's had to do. Herself.
It's not even shit. No, she still looks cute. If you didn't know she did the work, she would probably fool you a little bit. Her lips are a little bit too inflated. That bothers me. And she had a nose job, which was unnecessary. She looked cute. There's that certain level of cuteness that. Do you remember the early days of Pamela Anderson before she had any work done? Adorable, no makeup, hot as fuck. Just really, really attractive looking girl. That's where she's at, and I have a feeling that at some point she's gonna do too much fucking shit to her face and fuck it all up.
That's sad when people do that shit.
Which, and if there's one word of encouragement I would give to this girl, make as much money as you can right now, or make a ton of content now over the course of the next 5 to 10 years while you look the way you do, and then just trickle that content out over the years as you get older. You'll live forever. You'll be Bart Simpson. You know what I mean?
So you bring up a good point because again, like on some of these social medias like Snapchat, different things, there's certain models that I don't know if they pay extra to get highlighted, but there's one like that's Becky Hill that pops up all the time. And I guess she has an OnlyFans. There's this Haley Hazy or whatever her name is.
Do you know Cough Drop Cutie?
I haven't seen that one, but they're always like posting on Instagram and you look at this and look at that. And it's like they're nobody, but yet they're in their 20s. They're early. They're young. They're posting all these, duck clips, whatever, and to get people over to these other pages.
Yeah.
When it comes to it. So it's kind of crazy. It's like, what makes you wake up in the morning and go, you know what? I really don't have any other skills, but I look good.
I'm fucking hot.
Let me post some pics and sell some underwear or some shit.
Wow. You get nostalgic for stuff though, because like when all of the kids that see this person, oh, she's my age. Oh, whoa, she's good looking. Oh, I can go to an OnlyFans. Oh, it's like how when we first got on the internet back in 1995, 94, 95 was when I was first on it. No,
for me,
I didn't have a computer at my mom and dad's house. I had an old Commodore 64 back in the late 80s, early 90s. But my first computer that I owned was in 93 that I bought myself with my own fucking money, man. I can do what I want with it. There was a website that soon came out after that called PrettyPix, PrettyPix.com. And that was PIX with an X.
Yep.
And it was this blonde, super curvaceous, beautiful woman. And she charged, I think, $30 a month to access her photos, her extra photos. But what happened was she would give you like a free sample of like 10 or 12. Mm-hmm. And then to get the extras, you had to pay. And she had full control over it. She probably made enough money within a 5-year stretch to just not even work, probably retire because she had a lot of subscribers and stuff. Then she talked her friend into doing it. And that was... oh my God, what the fuck was that? Groove 2000 was the other one. Groove 2000. So then what they decided to do, well, we're making money off of us as blondes. Let's do an entire gallery together as a separate thing to make them pay for. Oh, then let's wear wigs. Let's go brunettes. I'll wear darker brunettes. And they had 3, maybe 4 websites that they were doing, making money, hand over fist. Because they were just these cute girls. And we're talking 97, 98, 99, 25, 30 fucking years ago. And again, this is way before OnlyFans, way before any of these websites. Nowadays, though, you brought up a good point. There's all these younger girls that are doing that same thing. It's almost the equivalent of all of the waitresses that just get, these waitresses kind of just play themselves out. Mm-hmm. And then the new waitresses come in, they play themselves out. It's a whole cycle of...
So, do you remember the first time you ever watched a porno?
Yeah, I do actually.
Were you by yourself or no?
No, I was with a group. We had a poker night at one of our buddies' house. It was like a stag film or some shit.
So
yeah.
I worked at Rite Aid back in the 80s and we rented them. So it was like a big deal. I brought one home, half a dozen buddies in my living room, put it in. We've got a case of beer in the middle of the floor. Everybody's just cracking it open. Everybody's talking social until the fucking scene goes on. And like everybody just shuts the fuck up and like watching it. And then it goes on, you know, and everybody's talking again. And that it was just like fucking hilarious. And that because watching those. But then eventually, like at Family Video, you could go in and buy the older tapes. And I don't know if I've told you the story or not, but I bought one. And we would play it, same thing. And everybody's over playing cards. And in that, it would be like this deal, you know, just to pop in. It was the same one.
Do you still have it?
No, this is where I'm going with it. So I had this tape for quite a long time, years. And I was working a 12-hour day, had popped a different tape into record a program, and I'm going to throw myself underneath the bus. It was fucking Beverly Hills 90210. So I get home working a 14 fucking hour day. I go to watch my videotape of what I want to watch, and the porno's in there because one of my roommates, his cousin or nephew was over from Mexico and never saw porno before. And they put it in and they left it in. They didn't pop my other tape back in and out.
Oh, no.
And I get pissed off and I smash my tape.
Oh, no.
Well, then my roommates are like, you owe us a fucking porno tape. I'm like, what do you mean I owe you a fucking porno tape? It was mine to begin with. They're like, no, we were watching. That was the apartment tape now. And it had like Amber Lynn and Ginger Lynn and
Amber Lynn,
anybody named Lynn in it. So, and it was Friday the 13th, part whatever.
Right.
And so I threw
So
this.
wait a minute, apartment tape. What is that? How does that work?
So it was because nobody else had a porno in the apartment.
So they could just claim that you.
Yeah, my tape was everybody's tape.
What the fuck, man? We can do that. I'm going to start doing that.
Everybody's jacking off to the same shit. So I throw the thing away, and they fish it out of the trash, and they start hiding it.
They're starting to figure. Like, did they figure out how to get it back together?
No, because it was all smashed apart. But they would take pieces and leave it for me to see it, and I would get more pissed off.
They're taunting. They're completely taunting you.
Taunting me. So I ended up finally throwing it out in the garbage. And then one of our buddies, Bootsy, Dolph Lundgren, that hangs around Bay City, he's like, where's my fucking tape we always put in? And everything. He comes over. But it was like this biggest fucking running joke. And then on top of it, I have this girl that I met down in Pensacola, Florida, that was my friend. She calls up the one night drunk when all this is going on, and she leaves this like really sexy fucking
I love that shit.
recording about wanting, and so these guys are like, I'm listening to it and I'm looking up above, and here's the porno tape hidden up on the shelf right up above. And we're all fucking drunk. But we didn't also drive a Tesla back then or launch it into the air.
Oh my God. That's fucking good. I believe I can fly. You know what I was thinking more of? I was thinking of maybe on the way home tonight listening to some Dave Matthews Band, Crash into tree.
I've shared the video now with a few people, and I'm waiting to hear like, you're just mad because you don't like him. No, I've been.
Don't like who?
I've been trying to be nice to him too. I told you that.
Listen,
I had a conversation really, really trying to be like, this sucks, your position you're in, you're whatever. But here I'm talking about
he's
it.
been through it before. So it's not like it's some fucking fresh new thing, dude.
No, what's worse is my kid this last week, because him and his girlfriend broke up. And this is like his second big love.
Oh, dude.
And she's already moved on to somebody else. And he broke down in the car. That is where...
It's hard for... Dude, you put yourself in his shoes,
But I told him, I'm like, get this. I goes, I know you feel like shitty like this right now. You'll get over it until the next girl breaks your heart, and you'll feel shitty like this again. Or you're gonna be the one that's gonna break somebody else's heart because you've had it happen to you a couple of times.
Well, this is a conversation I've had this past week with somebody who was are you ever gonna settle down and get back to married, do a married thing? Because my ex is getting married. I don't know if you know this or not.
No, I did not
I was
know
gonna
that.
mention that on the show. I talked to my my daughter about it yesterday at the baseball game. I go, so is your mom doing anything special for the wedding? And she's like, no, they don't even want anybody to be there. And he goes, he doesn't even want to do it. And mom gave him an ultimatum. And I'm like, well, I've been there before. Your mom, she is that way a little bit where it's like, I don't know why. I don't know what the reason for it is. Because when you do get married, your mentality does shift. It shifts a little bit where, okay, I need to show that this person, I need to, I'm not saying that you give up, because if you decide to get married, you should be more committed than ever.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, a lot of the times once you get married, once you've bagged the fucking chick, you kind of just like, whew, all right, I did it. I made it through it. We got there.
I can get away with more shit.
Now I can fucking start thinking and doing other things because she's not going anywhere. We're fucking married now. It's a weird, twisted thing that a guy will think, but a guy will think it. And the fact of the matter is,
women don't think that same way. It's like,
they do the same thing.
No, it's totally opposite. They're like, now that I've got him and I've got him on that leash, he better start really stepping up.
Well, so there's no benefits to it. You can decide to still be committed to somebody without
there's a tax break or Social Security. If you've been married 10 years, you can claim theirs. Maybe you make more money if one person's making more than the other.
I should go back and read the text she sent me.
So anyway,
it was something along the lines of, and like a couple of my friends were like, "That's okay." Like they were concerned for me. Like, what I have no
reason why you're divorced. I mean,
I still get along with her just fine as friends. We're better off. She's got her redneck that she's good with now. I am not that. She's got her guy who gets to go camping and fishing and do all the things she likes to do. I'm not.
Red and neck.
Redneck. It's not another body part at all. So I'm going to give you.
Does he do this little salute with his hand up? Kind of. When he waves.
So here's a text she sends to me. So, hey there, the word is spreading, and I don't want you to find out in another way. Blank, so-and-so and I are getting married April 25th, just a small courthouse thing. So I say, congratulations. I said, I was wondering when that was going to happen, Mm-hmm. It's time, and thanks. That was it. And then we got on to other subjects, like how my sciatica nerve in the back of my fucking back is killing me right now. And she's like, she's had this in the past.
She knows how to get rid of it.
So I immediately switched over to that. I'm like, where is my fucking, I said, how did you do those stretches,
Mm-hmm. Got to put the one leg back. And
yeah. So
I can teach how.
I don't know why I brought up the wedding thing and being together with somebody.
Here we go. I got a response from one of the text messages.
What it comes right down to with me is I think I was getting some guilt on, not really guilt, but somebody else's mentality getting thrust into mine. And I don't like that when that happens. When someone else is like, you should get married and you should be with one person and you should do this and you should do that. There's no more of a concern that comes up to my mind than that. I'm fine. I'm fine just with being me. I have great friends. I would fucking die for my friends. I love my friends. And I don't like when other people have to like, kid, you're better when you have your one person you're with and you do the thing and but it's more of like a pressure thing. I said, naturally, I hang out with the best person. That's pretty much it. That's how I've learned over the past probably 5-6 years. The best person's, the cream's going to rise, man. The cream's going to rise up, and that's your person. That's who you're going to hang out with.
That's your cream, too, that's rising up.
Oh, yeah. She's creaming her jeans. She's squirting the bed.
Sometimes you're sharing that cream with more than one. That's why it's the ideal situation for you.
Creamy goodness. All right, I want to get to some headlines. Now, I've split up my headline consumption here into a few things. The first one, I have one called Brutal Death. I have one called Relationships.
Which could be the same thing. Can happen at the same time.
I have What the Fuck. I have Dumbass, and I have Man versus Woman.
Ooh, versus man versus food.
And then I have Sex.
So again, man versus woman could lead to death.
Yeah, for sure. I want to know this, though, since you have cohabitation going on.
Yes.
This story, this headline, all I need to read is the headline on this, and we'll get the full gist of it.
All right.
Woman asks boyfriend to contribute to the bills after he stays at her place rent-free for months. He's shocked, or she's shocked, because he doesn't want to contribute to the bills. I'm like, if you're living there, you should pay for the bills. I feel, again, you can only go do things and participate socially if you can afford to do it. You can't like lean on one or the other. Now it gets interesting when if I can't, my person there, she makes way more fucking money than me. Mm-hmm. So every time it's like, you want to go do something? I'm like, I said, really, no, I can't feel it right now. I got to pay some bills and stuff. You know what I mean? And then she's like, oh no, I got you. And then it gets different. It's like a whole different kind of vibe there where you don't, not to feel any less of a man, but it's just like, hey, why don't we just stay home for a couple of days and like try to, you know what I mean? Let's just bang instead.
You know, well, and since I'm such an old timer, no, but when it comes to it, not just this relationship with other relationships when the other person's lived with me or moved in, because I don't either want to hold it over their head or have them have any strings where they can throw it back in my face. And my bills are the same, whether this is going to really sound bad or pretty much they or not. You know, maybe my grocery bill's a little bit more and maybe, you know, the water bill's a little bit more, but you know, I'm not going to ask them to pay towards my mortgage payment or any fucking shit like that. So I take care of it. And I'm usually the one that, you know, when we go out, I do pay, you know, but it just kind of all works out. We're looking at the big picture. You know, we went to Vegas recently and then it's like, all right, the next vacation's on you. You know, so the next vacation we take, she's going to step up. It's going to be all her paying for it. So, you know,
it's good. It's a communication thing, I think, more than anything, because when any type of resentment happens for one way, shape, or form, you know, you got to communicate like crazy.
I don't like the strings, you know, when it comes to it. There's a difference. If you bail somebody out, and they always say, like, if you're going to lend somebody money or do something for them, you never should expect that money back.
Well, you learned that with fucking what's her butt?
Yeah.
What was her name? PayPal or what the fuck you call it?
Yeah, whatever. But that was actually a small
PayPal. We call her PayPal.
Yeah, it was a little drop in the bucket. I wonder how she feels about the whole Tesla incident.
That's a wrap from the dark corners of the Goin Deep Show. Smash that subscribe button like it owes you money. Visit us anytime at thegds.com. On behalf of the kid and the usual suspects, we appreciate your ears and remind you life's short, so go deep.